Hi everybody, this is Mark with IBPI. I recently had a conversation with Will Ominsky at Nerdio about what Nerdio offers and how to use it to begin or supplement a managed services offering at your company. Let's join in. Hey Will, thanks for joining us today. Hey, Nerdio is one of IBPI's newest vendor partners. So why don't we start today just by you telling us what Nerdio is and what Nerdio has to offer to our group.
Great. Well, thank you for having me here. And, I think the best way to describe Nerdio is we are an automation tool that makes it very easy for IT service providers to take their customers' existing workloads, like their servers, their applications, their desktops, and move them into Microsoft's cloud or Microsoft Azure in a very predictable and easy way.
Okay, great. So IBPI members have a very wide range of managed services offerings at their companies. Some have no practice at all but need to begin. Others have a very mature practice. So let's start with those that have no or maybe a very limited IT division. How would you suggest they begin with Nerdio?
Yeah, great question. So we talk to a lot of people every single day that are in exactly that situation. They're interested in getting into managed services. They don't have a ton of people on staff or background in that, but they understand the value of IT. And so I think one of the best ways you can do that is align yourself with the correct partners, and your members are already kind of have that going for them, which is nice, right? You have ShareWeb, you have Nerdio, so you can now transact and get professional services help for things like Office 365, support tickets, and then automation. That's the key to it. Don't go out there and figure it out on your own. Take somebody else's knowledge that's proved a certain way that it works, and then just replicate that. And that's exactly what Nerdio can do with our automation tools, and even ShareWeb with things like 365.
Okay, great. Now, Nerdio, you said, is a Microsoft Azure automation tool. Let me back up just a second here to make sure we're all on the same page. What is Azure?
Yeah, great question. People ask this all the time. So Azure, all Azure is Microsoft taking over the keys, responsibility, and risk for the things that pretty much every company out there does today, right? Today, or traditional IT, you buy a server, you buy a desktop, you buy switches and networking equipment, and you keep it in your office, right? And so what Azure does allows you to take those things off your plate and let Microsoft be responsible for all of those individual components. And what I like to relate it to is, the difference between keeping stacks of bills under my bed in my little safe versus using the bank vault, right? And so that's really the difference. I don't have the risk anymore, right? It's insured with my bank now when my money's there. I don't have to worry about a fire starting in my house or a flood or something like that.
Okay, all right, great. So what else does some of our members need to consider as they begin to think about building an Azure offering at their company?
Yeah, so I think some of the things that you need to think about is what ultimately is your package going to include, or what are you going to offer to your end customers, right? And I think your members are in a unique situation where, compared to a traditional or regular MSP, you guys probably can sell a whole lot better. So if you can define that package and get confidence with being able to sell that, you are in a unique position to be extremely successful with it. And then from there, Nerdio can help you out with building out that package, right? And a typical package that we see people being successful with would be taking a customer's on-premise infrastructure and moving it to the cloud, and then supporting that in an ongoing basis. And so the customers to look out for in that are people that need a network refresh, right? Instead of going out with your existing MSP provider and spending $30,000 or $50,000 on all this equipment, right? Let Microsoft take care of the equipment. Let me provision it, and then let me support that environment in an ongoing basis in a very predictable and easy way using these partners and automation tools.
Okay, so there's plenty of other cloud partners out there. Why should we consider using Azure?
So it's a really good question. You're right. There are a lot of different cloud options. There's other public clouds like Google and Amazon. There's private cloud providers. You could build your own, right? I think Azure ultimately is going to win this race of the clouds, right? They have more resources than anybody else out there. They have more data centers and connectivity than anywhere, which ultimately, like when I say that, does it really matter? It does, because what happens is the more data centers and the more resources you have, the better connection and the better the experience is for the end user. And that's ultimately what this all matters, right? Your customer having a really good end user experience. I would say the one other thing is people have already invested in Microsoft typically, right? Most of your customers, if you go and surveyed their IT, they're using Office products. They're using Microsoft for their operating system. And so if you're going to use any cloud, you want to make sure that it integrates and is going to perform the best, and keeping everything native, one product, is going to do that. Just like your members, right? Probably you're settling on one or two lines for their office equipment, right? And things tend to work better when they're in the same family. So I think, that is why I would pick Azure, and why we've chosen Azure. We feel that they're absolutely going to win this race.
Okay, all right, great. Thank you, Will. So I want to get into some details here for just a
Mhm.
minute, okay? So does Nerdio have a step-by-step process to help IBPI members get started?
We do. We definitely do. Now, don't think that it's super rigid though either, right? Everybody kind of has their own path to the cloud, and their businesses are in maybe different situations and different places of their IT evolution. So we do have a path. It's very clearly defined, and not only that, but we've used it with several hundred MSPs throughout the world to help them successfully build out this practice, whether they've never done IT before, or they've done a lot of IT and nothing in Azure, or maybe they already have a successful Azure practice, but there are some key areas that they need help with. So we can really take you from no knowledge all the way through, building out what your bundle is going to look like, sales strategies, how to deploy, how to support these environments, all of those individual components. We have guides and things like that. Now, we don't always do all the work, right, for all those individual components. We're ultimately a software company that has, automation around it, but we have a lot of knowledge. We've written a lot of articles, and we have a lot of really great partners, as do you, that can help guide you in the right direction.
Okay, all right, great. So will IBPI members are accustomed to getting great prices, great offers from our vendor partners, and I know you're new to this game, so just to let you know, I need you to provide something to our membership to help get them kicked off with using Nerdio. What do you have today?
Absolutely. So you guys deserve it, right? You're a great group, and I think there's a lot of potential. And so, we want to be able to make that even easier for your members. So, number one, we have a Nerdio training package that we've put together, our Nerdio Gold training. This goes through the fundamentals of Nerdio, the fundamentals of Azure and building your practice and what you need to know from an IT service perspective, as well as the sales side, right? Building out that bundle, all those things we just talked about. Now, that package is normally $1,500. We're able to offer it to any of your members for $1,000. So a discount on the training package if you're interested in making an investment in building all of this out. In addition to that, through ShareWeb, I believe they're offering free Nerdio for 90 days. So you can get the licensing and put some more money in your pocket to help offset some of that training cost. We are also going to offer 10 free Nerdio internal use licenses forever. This, I think, is absolutely critical, because one of the best ways to get started after your training is deploy your own environment internally. Validate it on yourself, right, before going out there. And that way you can build your processes and really validate, does this make sense for you? And then the last thing, which I think is also really big in making sure that your members are successful, we're going to give you free go live engineering guidance and support. So what that looks like is, after we've helped you, build the practice, go out there and sell it and close a deal, we don't just say, here's the software, good luck. We actually assign you an engineer who's going to be your trail guide. Right? Imagine going somewhere exotic, hopefully in the near future, and you have that trail guide that's like, all right, we're going to walk up this hill. go look to the right, you're going to see this. And we really kind of point out all of those things to make sure you're going to remain profitable and not mess anything up with your customer. And so your first 2 deployments, we're going to give you that absolutely free.
Okay, great. That's awesome, Will. Thank you so much. So, Will, does it make sense for IBPI members to get a demo of the Nerdio product? And if so, how can they get in contact with you?
Great. So good question. Absolutely. Don't feel like you have to jump on the training discount offer I just mentioned. I'll spend as much time with as many of your members, either in a group or one-on-one as you guys would like. You can contact me. My information, pretty easy. W Ominsky, OMINSKY @getnerdio.com. I also believe I'm the only Will Ominsky on LinkedIn, so pretty easy to find. And reach out and we'll be happy to set up, a demo. And again, as much time as you guys need. We want to make sure this is the right solution. Sometimes I have an initial call, 1-hour demo, walkthrough of everything, Q&A, that type of stuff. And we might determine that this isn't the right solution for you. We're not about wasting time. We will help you with that determination. And if it doesn't make sense, that's okay too.
Okay, great. Will, thank you so much for your time today, and welcome to IBPI.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here and talking with you today, Mark.
All right, take care.